Alright everybody, this is a first shot at doing a gardening video. Lead Farmer said I ought to try it, so here we go. This is the original tree. This is a Celeste fig. It is probably 40 plus years old. I have trimmed it back numerous times, and anyway, you can see it's, well, taller than my house. Almost as tall as my house. So then I've got a brown turkey fig. I planted this one this year. Haven't even put mulch around it yet. This is a pomegranate. I believe it's a common pomegranate. I have a Arbequina olive. Found this one and it's basically a discount. Got it mulched in. It's got drip irrigation. All this stuff has drip irrigation. That's what the black line is. That's another pomegranate there. And my chickens have enjoyed my cabbage. I don't even like cabbage, so I don't care. Here are the chickens, and we have one chicken that knows how to get out, and she gets out and gets after our stuff. So I got some, this is rosemary here. Chickens also gotten after that kale, and the kale was planted for the chickens, so I guess that kind of works out. There's some more kale that chicken got some of it and didn't get the rest of it. Got a couple of ducks back there too. This is a Hass avocado, and my plan is to build a lean-to greenhouse here. This is a cold hardy avocado. It's been blooming out, but so far no avocados yet. This is South Carolina Zone 8, so it's going to get around 15 degrees at some point during the year, so those are both going to have to be greenhoused in. This is a loquat. Haven't got any fruit off of him yet. This is another olive, but this is a Kornecki olive. It's got blooms and all. I'm not sure if those are little tiny olive fruits or not, but in any event. This might be little tiny olive fruits. Hard to tell. Anyway, this is a Kiefer pear. I had a lot of blooms on it this year, but not a single set fruit. I think it had to do with the cold. A little bit of new growth on it. You can see all the new growth. And this fruit forest, if you can call it that, I started not this year spring, but last year spring. Most of this is new this year. This is a bonfire peach, I believe. Bonfire peach with some strawberries at the bottom here. And the bonfire's got loads of fruit set on it. I've already thinned it a time or two. Not sure if y'all can see this or not, but then we come over, there's a bonanza peach. And all this pretty stuff is my wife. I like to be able to eat what I grow. More strawberries down here. This is a bonanza peach here. Can't really, there you go. There's a peach for you. Another peach in there. Only got a couple of peaches off of this tree this year. But these are those ultra dwarf trees. We'll see how the fruit is. All right. Got a couple of banana trees, banana plants, excuse me. I got a Missy Lukey there, and I got a ice cream banana there. They died back in the frost this year. Back here is where I originally started. This is another fig tree. I love figs. This is a Chicago hardy fig. This is a green tree collard. It should get about 5 or 6 feet tall. When it came in, it was about 3 inches tall. That's just this year, all of that growth. All right, so this is 2 trees in one hole, something I was trying out. I've got a Chickasaw plum on the left and a Satsuma plum on the right. I had some blooms on the Satsuma this year, but they bloomed so doggone early this year because of the weird weather we had. I didn't get any fruit set, but if you look from here, you can see the new growth where it's set all the way out. We got about 3 feet of new growth on this tree on just about every branch. So that's incredible. That tree's growing like gangbusters. This is a new tree this year. It's a Brooks cherry. Oh, hello friend. Pretty. You can see all the new growth on that. And I planted it this year. It was just that stick. And it's got this branch is new, and it's got that branch is new there. All right, this is a coral champagne cherry. And I planted it this year, but it was a little bit bigger tree. Probably about 1 inch down there at the base, caliper. And then I've got about 1 foot of new growth for every branch that you can see branching out here. All right, so continue with the cherry. This one I planted last year. It was the same size as that one last year. This is a Brooks as well. It's about 5.5, 6 feet tall now. And I had blooms on all of these this year, this one and that one, but didn't get any fruit set. That one didn't bloom this year. Like I said, the winter was kind of weird this year. All right, this is the Anna apple. This is the one I cut some pieces off for Lead Farmer. One of the pieces he has came from there. The other one came from there. I don't want this tree getting super tall because it's the sun goes sort of that direction. I don't want this tree to shade out everything I have behind it, or everything I'm going to put behind it. So I got some gooseberries. I got a little bit of goji berry. That's a brand new plant this year. You can sort of see the original. I got this from Tractor Supply, and it's that big. That one's from Tractor Supply. That one's from Tractor Supply. And I promise you, they don't sponsor me. Wish they did. This is a giant Fuyu persimmon. Everything that's green there is all new growth this year. It got hit by that frost, that late cold we had, I guess in early March, and died back a little bit. And I had to come in and snip off some pieces. And anyway, it's coming out. It's coming out great. It's got about 9-10 inches of new growth so far, which is great. This is a kiwi, like one of those vines, I think. That's from Tractor Supply, and it died back all the way to the ground when that frost came out. So, in any event, this is a Saijo persimmon. It's only about 2.5, 3 feet tall, but it's got a ton of new growth this year. All of that green is new growth. It was just a stick earlier this year. It didn't do well last year, and it's doing great. Now this is that's another gooseberry. This goji berry, I gotta back up. It is every bit of 5.5 feet tall. It was, let's see if I can find it. Right there, in there is where it was at the beginning of this year. All of that is new growth. You can see the new stalks. The woody stalk there, that was last year. All this green growth, green stalks, that's all new stuff. This is a sugar pear. Good bit of new growth this year. Didn't do much last year. All those were bare root trees. I think they came from Willis Orchards. This is a Anne, A-N-N-E raspberry. That's a Brandywine raspberry. It's not doing so great. It's got a little bit of growth down there. Let's see. This is a 3-in-1 hole planting, but these are pawpaw trees, which I am informed grow in groves, so it shouldn't be a problem that I've got them growing so close together. But either way, I mean, the leaf on that is bigger than my iPhone 8 Plus, so These leaves get humongous. And they had a couple of blooms this year, but I don't know if the cold got them or what, but we didn't get any fruit off of that this year. And finally, here's my Fuyu persimmon. This is very similar. It's kind of got a weird color going on right now. I'm not sure. I got some fertilizer on it, and we'll just kind of baby it and see what happens. It's turn a little bit yellow. So anyway, this is the food forest. This is the second year. Most of these food forests I see people doing are 5, 6, 7 years old, and the trees are as tall as me. Well, the only tree I have that's that big is that original Celeste persimmon, or Celeste fig you saw at the beginning. Almost forgot to show y'all. The front yard stuff. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. Got a couple of things here. In the pot right there is a plum. I got a couple of tulip orchid. Let's see, what are those? They have the pretty little flowers on them. There's some kind of magnolia, I think. Santa Rosa. Got to get that one out of the pot. But blueberries. These are new this year. I think these are both premieres. These are brand new plants this year, but they came with blueberries on them, so I won't say no to that. This is a new one this year too. This is more blueberry, obviously, and I think it's another premiere. This one is, I dug this one out of the woods in Estill, South Carolina, and it's got little itty bitty blueberries, but they're coming along great. This one is my oldest bush that I put in years ago. Bought it at Lowe's. I have no idea what kind it is, but she is loaded. And just look at the berries on that plant. Top to bottom, ba-bam. That's great. This is the same kind as that one, but I had to transplant it, and it's not nearly as big, but it's got a good many berries on it. Good stuff. This is another one I dug up out of the woods in Estill, but you see it's still blooming. Strange. I'm not sure if this is a true blueberry or if it's a huckleberry. I got that little cage around it, but I think I'm gonna take that off. I don't think it needs it. That was just to make sure it stayed upright. These are the ones that need it. I got them propped up with sticks right now, but these are the Titan blueberries. I think Titan blueberries are a trademark variety, but in any event, I mean, you can see they've been all over trying to stay upright, but I may need to cut some of these longer shoots just to keep them from leaning over. But as you can see, that one's loaded too. That's last year's plant. That one there is probably 4 or 5 years old. It's got a decent sized footprint. Anyway, that's all of the fruit stuff I've got. Well, right. If you liked all of that, if you like what I'm posting, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll keep putting up videos. All right, talk to you later.